Hear me?
What up, my boy?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I hear you.
All right, let's get it started. So, 67 of Inside the Rapper Studio. Of course, I'm your host, Score Swayze, and today we have a very, very, very special guest in the building. Longtime supporter of the show Inside the Rapper Studio. Artist, rapper, producer?
No, just
Okay.
just rapper.
I always want to make sure I check my references before I get the interview. So yeah. So long time supporter of the show, rapper, artist, young black man doing his thing. Everybody, please drop hearts, drop likes, drop comments for the one, the only Big Turf. Turfland. What's going on, broski?
Man, what's up, boss?
Can't call it, man. Just another day.
67 of them. 67 of them.
I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't. Like some people will like at a time like this will usually chill the fuck out, don't do anything, and yet I give myself more work because I'm a fucking maniac.
That's right.
How you feeling, bro?
Man, I'm feeling good, boss. We blessed. How about you?
Every day's a blessing, man. I wake up and get a chance to entertain people and make a fool of myself, so I don't have much. So, I mean, you know how these things go. Every episode, bottom of the screen, pretty much tells the origin story. So, could you just tell the audience how everything got started for the man known as Turfland?
Yes, sir. I started freestyling back in 2005 with one of my homies, RP, my big homie, Devin Lowe. His name is Devin Lowry. I'm basically beat. I was always the guy during lunchtime, freestyling. So it was nice. I was the person they come and get, bro. Like everybody wanted to see like a battle or something with me, so just always been into it, bro. Just rapping and slowly progressing.
I actually wanted to speak on that now that you legitimately just mentioned it. Lunchtime ciphers are a big part of pretty much the opening of a rapper's life. Unless, I mean, I guess in my generation, I don't know how it is in like younger people. I'm kind of telling my, but like it just seems like one of those things that you have to cut your teeth with when it comes to freestyle battles. Not just freestyle battles, but freestyle battles at school. Whereas though you have your constituents there, you have your colleagues there, you have your classmates there, all there to see you each and every day doing battles, doing freestyles, and pretty much gaining notoriety from it. How is it into these battles at that time?
It's interesting. It's it's a lot of pressure because you want to perform well for your peers, and you want to be that guy. So, but sometimes it doesn't happen. It has ups and downs. Sometimes you may drop a good bar, but I know I've had my days where it wasn't so well, but I've had my days where it was so well. So it was just a balance. But I loved it. I still enjoyed the process,
Does the love for it kind of keep you in? Because some people take that one L and just kind of like pack their bags and keep it moving.
Yeah, man. It's nothing to me as an artist. It's nothing like when somebody's actually listening to what you're saying. You know what I mean? Like as a rapper, you can feel that. Like when there's a crowd bubbling around, I can feel when somebody's actually listening.
Got you. What would you say is your best experience through the rap battle within like the whole like school lunch rap thing?
What was my best battle? Man, I've had a couple good battles versus some people, but I would say my best freestyling would be like up here, like the level I'm at now. Like back then, I really wasn't as developed, but now it's like a new city. Not too many people know me, so I'm able to just cut straight to the mic. And I'm not from here, so my voice sounds like a little bit different. I'm just able to express myself, and I can feel people listening better.
Where are you from, by the way? I didn't know from you.
I am from Tennessee, but
in the key.
Yes, sir. But I'm from a lot of places though. I'm military based. So I've lived in Hawaii, I lived in Georgia, I lived in New York. Like I lived a whole lot of places.
Gotcha. What part of Tennessee, if you don't mind me asking?
It's a place called Clarksville, Tennessee. So,
Gotcha.
like right out like the outskirts of Nashville.
Gotcha. Did you have any influences in terms of hip hop within the local like Tennessee, Nashville area? Because there's like a lot of things going on.
Uh,
With hip hop.
yeah, yes, I did. It's a rapper, a local rapper where I'm from called Shady the Dungeon. He's a really good rapper. Of course, you had Young Buck, you had Project Pat, um,
Aw.
Lock, you know what I mean? They're really big out there. They got the city on lock, so I was really inspired by them.
Gotcha. So the first song I wanted to talk to you about within this whole interview series is "You the Man." So I felt as though it's very appropriate, being as though I'm talking to the Turfman about this song, "You the Man." Could you give us information on how you got this song together?
You the Man is originally a Nas beat. That's a Nas beat. You the Man. But I just basically Lil Wayne's one of my favorite rappers, and I used to love he would grab other artists' beats and just basically make it his, turn it into his song. That's basically what I did on that one, just express myself how I was feeling
Gotcha.
at the time. Yep.
Do you feel as though like that's somewhat of a lost art nowadays, pretty much taking industry beats and making them your own?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Every time I try to do it, people look like it's a foreign object or something, or like I can't do it. But I grew up off that shit, man. I love it.
Absolutely. I feel like when it comes to those like I guess opinions, so to speak, when it comes to like Nas's ear for beats, they say it's like pretty much like less than average and things like that. Whereas though a beat like You the Man kind of like knocks it out of the park.
Uh-huh.
Do you feel as though this is like the best beat that you could rap to that Nas rap to, or is it like more than that?
Say it one more time.
Do you feel as though this is the best Nas beat to rap to, or is it better beats out there that you haven't touched yet?
Oh, it's better beats out there. Nas got some good some heat beats to rap.
What would you say is your favorite Nas beat?
Um, it's a song called Just a Moment. So as day goes and night falls, for the rest of my life we'll miss y'all. Yeah, that's my favorite Nas beat.
Wasn't that Jam of the Week one year?
Yes, it was.
I thought I remember.
That's right. Yep.
I would say one of my favorite Nas beats, if not my favorite Nas beat. I mean, besides like "If I Rule the World," that's cheating. But like, I think one of my favorite ones, "New York State of Mind" too.
Okay. Ooh,
Yeah.
that's the slept on one.
Do you feel as though like you could have like a series of Nas beats to rap on and kind of make it like a thing?
Yes. I do.
Mm-hmm. We appreciate answers like no, seriously, because I feel like one of the things we don't really do in hip hop anymore is keep tradition, and which is rarely enough because being as though it's legit a black like genre of music.
Yep.
And us as people, we are very like tradition based, and yet we start to lose out on tradition. You know what I mean? You feel so like there could be a time where as though we can bring that tradition back and rapping back on beats.
Yes, I do believe. If somebody start doing it, if one person can spark it off and inspire other artists to actually get back into it, I believe it'll start it.
Do you feel as though it could be one of those things that's like talent? Because I feel like that's a generational thing. Like the challenge thing might make it like, I guess, corny to some, but it could like do some good. It could do some purpose for.
I definitely believe that because not too many people are doing it. You know what I mean? Not too many people are doing it. It's been touched in the past, but right now it's kind of brand new to the scene.
Yeah, to think something old is brand new to the scene is just. I love being old.
Me too.
So, the song that we're just playing was "You the Man," a freestyle from episode 67's most special guest, Big Turf.
Yes, sir.
Once again, thank you very much for joining me on this episode. Huge shouts out to Torian. Huge shouts out to Tislan for coming through, showing love. Regular family shit that we use.
Salute my boy. What up, T?
So, next thing I wanted to talk to you about was Watts. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what the fuck Watts is. looked up Watts. I searched it on your thing when I was doing my like production notes and researching and all that stuff. Still don't know what the fuck it is. So, could you tell us what Watts is and what it represents?
Yes, Watts was my first nickname when I first started making music. My name was Brandon Watson, so everybody called me B Watts. That was pre-turf, before I like really started finding myself as an artist.
Gotcha. So with the Watts era, you had a Whistle era as well, right?
Yes, sir. I had a small whistle here. It was a small gap. Yes, sir.
Gotcha. Could you tell us like how it was transitioning from like names from like Watts, Whistle to straight up like Big Turf?
Yes. Well, at first, my name was Watts Whistle, but I started going to these events out here in DC. In Tennessee, my name was Watts because that's where I grew up at. You know, people, that's my regular nickname. And then for a while, I was making songs under Watts, but I feel like I needed to change things up, you know, spice things up. I grew up watching different artists like maybe Wayne, 2 Chainz, you know, from Titty Boy, and he went to, you know, 2 Chainz. So I was like, man, I need to spice things up and change it up a little bit. So I changed it to Wizzle. But then as I start going to these events, rapping around these people were just calling me Turf. You know what I mean? Like they weren't calling me Wizzle. Everybody was just like, hey, what up, Turf? So I'm like, hey, I'm Turf.
Where the hell did Turfland come from? I'm really sure the origin story of the name. I already connected the whole Brandon Watts, Whistle. I don't see any correlation to fucking Turfland.
Word. Turf came from me and my high school buddy. His name is Santez a Fool. Turf is 2 people. Turf, I'm one half of the Turf, and the other half is Santez. We grew up together, making music in 9th grade. Basically, first person to give me a beat, first person to put me in the studio. So traditional family. So we basically just people that do things traditional, like old school. You know what I mean? Like we like rapping over beats. We don't like to do too much effects. We just like to be straight to the point and be about that music shit. You know, it's about tradition. So we live by that.
Absolutely. So, what could you say is that what you learned from that era working with the guy that you started Turf with?
What can I say? I learned.
Yeah.
Um, I learned a lot, man. I learned about my swagger, about my confidence. You know, sometimes it is about what you're saying, but sometimes it's really about how you saying it. You know what I mean? Like, can they feel it? Make sure they understand what I'm saying. Because I mean this shit. You know what I mean? Like, I mean what I'm saying. So that's what really what he taught me how to be. Just be confident and speak what you mean.
Got you, man. I can really appreciate people that kind of learn that lesson like early in the game, because a lot of times when you first step in, it's just like, oh, I say words on a microphone,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
give people. Whereas though a lot of this shit that's like super psychological, such as like going into like having that war ready mentality, having that mentality, whereas though like you gotta like each one reach one teach one, and just like having that pretty much fortitude or foundation of learning how to like really work within the game.
Yep.
What would you say is your most important thing you did learn while in Tennessee working as a musician?
The most important thing I learned in Tennessee is what would I say? I feel like I had to leave, man. I feel like I had to get away from my hometown because things weren't being like as reciprocated as I wanted them to be. You know what I mean? I feel like I was doing my thing, but nobody really took me too serious, you know?
Gotcha. Is it more so one of those things where you had to go where you appreciate it and not tolerate it?
Yes, I feel like I had to go somewhere with a fresh start, you know what I mean? Now when I step into places to rap, it's just like nobody knows me. I have no pressure. Like I'm able to just completely be me. People like it, they accept it. And if they don't, I accept that too.
Absolutely. That's what we love to hear. We love to see it. We love to see it. So, next song I wanted to talk to you about was a song with 6 letters called Bop Bop.
Mm.
Tell us about Bop Bop.
Bop Bop was my first song. I took maybe like a 3 month break off of recording music, and that was my first time just getting back in the studio, and basically just creating the turf into my head. Like I said on there, I like to welcome you to where a nigga lay his head. Pay no attention to them bodies, they just laying dead. Like I'm talking about me and my buddy Turf, me and my buddy Santez living in a castle. Like I'm explaining it. Like I'm welcoming people into my castle to have a party. So that's what I'm talking about on that bop. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. I want to talk to you about painting pictures when it comes to making music. That's a very like simple picture to paint, get people to like pretty much digest what they're about to listen to, and just get forefront before you go on for the next 2 minutes. So, what would you say is the most important thing to do when you paint the picture in hip hop?
The most important thing when you paint that picture is to be able to express exactly how you're feeling from your mind and put it onto the beat. So if you can express exactly to the T how you're feeling and put it onto that beat, I feel like that's a perfect picture.
Gotcha, gotcha. Love to see, love to hear it. Who produced this song?
I got that song actually off of YouTube.
Ah, my favorite producer.
Yes, sir.
What would you say is your relationship in terms of music with YouTube? Because apparently it's become like its own commodity, its own entity within hip hop. So what would you say is how you use YouTube outside of beats?
Man, I feel like it's so important because YouTube has a wide variety of beats, but I feel like it's also important not to abuse it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you may find a beat that you like every now and then, but you don't want to do too many songs where everybody has the same beat. You know what I mean?
Gotcha, gotcha. So when it comes to like YouTube beats, what would you say is a strategy in picking beats? Because some people go for like songs that already have like 500K views and just
Mm-hmm.
want to do their best on it, or some people will legit just find songs with like 500 views, be
Mm-hmm.
the first one that gets hot off of it, and just kind of stay
Yep.
clean.
Yep.
So
It's really all about the sound. Like if the sound sounded good to me, then I'll pick it up. But I always try to like mix it up. If I do a UT beat, I try to go grab a classic. Like I go try to go grab a Nas beat. I try to grab a Jay-Z beat, something that I know, just to switch it up, you know.
Bone Dog,
Yes, sir.
it's been a couple of shows where I had to do that shit.
67 of them. That's right.
So the song that was just recently playing was Bop Bop from episode 67's most wonderful guest, Big Turf.
Yes,
Turf.
sir.
Once again, thank you very much for joining me today and answering these hard-hitting, teamsy, in-your-face questions. Huge shouts out to Bitchy Spice. Huge shouts out to Afro Poetic. All right, Turf. It's time for the lightning round. So, tell me how it is working with Torian.
Mm. Working with Torian, man. The thing about Torian is, I like Torian. I like his beats. I like his dancing. But the thing I like Torian is like him as a person. You know what I mean? Like he just allows me to be my. I ain't got to come around him and be like super thugged out. I ain't got to be like something that I'm not. You know, I like to be free flowing. I like to be goofy and I like to relax, but I still like to rap. You know what I mean? And he just let me be me, man. So I appreciate the hell out of him for that, bro.
Man, it really warms my heart when I hear other artists talk about artists in a very personal way. Now, he's nice, yo. He got good budgets.
Yep.
Yo, he ain't cool. No, he's a real. I fuck with yo. I like hearing more of that. Whereas though we're not just like fucking constituents. We're not just fucking like commodities of the system that we're in. We're
Yep.
beings that actually have to get along with each other and make some art together. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So tell me how it is creating with Torian.
Creating with Torian. Well, I've met Torian on a couple of occasions. I met Torian twice before we even created anything. I met him twice in Washington D.C. through a real gatekeeper. I want to give him his flowers. His name is Sir EU. He does.
Oh, shout out to my guy.
Yes, sir. A real creator, bro. Just a real artist, and want to push the culture forward, bro. He had me and Torian on the ticket. So I just naturally. I'm the only guy here. I'm to myself. I'm not from here, so I'm at the event vibing by myself. I just naturally see somebody else that's vibing by themselves. You know what I mean? And he's playing beats, and I'm rapping over his beats. So I try to go over there and I introduce myself, and either when you do that, it can either go one or two ways. Either the person's fucking with you, or the person's just not messing with you. You know what I mean? But he wasn't moving away. Like he was kind of like, all right, like, hey, I'm rocking with you passively, but it wasn't like a straight communication thing. So we did it one time, and then it was another one at the Wicked Bloom in DC, another Sir EU event. And I just reached out to him after that one. I just hit him in the DM like, bro, we should lock in. We should try to create something because I like his beats. And I'll say 2 weeks later we locked the Gold Room in Baltimore. My first time ever in Baltimore.
Huge shouts out to Gold Room.
So locked in, and he played the beats. He was sitting in the studio playing the beats. I'm outside smoking. And man, I just hear it. My left ear, I got a good left ear, bro. Like that's my ear to catch all the beats. So yeah, I got a good left ear, bro. So I'm just smoking. He played beats, man, and I ain't gonna lie, it was another one of them situations where I could feel people. The studio, it was packed with people. It was like maybe 6 or 7 people, and I could feel people listening to me, bro. And I love that feeling, Swayze. I love it, bro. When I know somebody's listening to me rap, I just feed off of it. So he playing his beats. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I came in there firing, bro. I just start freestyling over his beats right there.
Absolutely. Oh man, I think that's one of the things I really like about doing this show is just hearing rappers talk about rapping and just like there's Pat still. Wow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So the one song that I actually want to play from you guys is Rock and Roll. I played on Torian's episode. Of course, I had to play it on yours. Tell us how you made this song with him.
That was the one we did at the Gold Room that night. Yep, we out there. Man, it's just one of them nights. It was just a vibe, man. It's pouring down rain. We just locked in the studio. I'm out there smoking. He in there running his beats, bro. And I'm just going in on him, just like that.
Gotcha. I wanted to talk about the short amount of times that you have in these songs. It's kind of fucking frustrating. Why are these songs short, and how can we hurt you for making these songs so short?
Okay. One of those songs, I think you may be referring to that Paul Gasol. That's the first song me and Torian ever made. That's the first song me and Torian ever made. We bought the studio. We had the microphone. The microphone didn't work. So we recorded that song on the iPhone. He played the beat.
Got pause for that. We don't take excuses here. You recording on something? Fuck it.
That's right. That was the day we just locked in. We're like, man, shit working out, but we gonna finish something. I don't give a fuck if we gotta do something to finish this track, and we did it. And that's why that song is so short.
Nice. I really enjoy a good origin story. Not just like origin stories, but origin stories on some really good songs in hip hop. But if you're just tuning in, the song that was most recently playing was Rock and Roll, produced by the main man Torian, but performed by episode 67 of Inside the Rapper Studios' most special guest, Big Turf.
Yes, sir.
Once again, thank you very much for joining me. Give a few shouts out to everybody that's in the building. Huge shouts out to Odd Mojo. Wow, I feel so fucking special. Odd Mojo is in my
Hey,
life.
Mojo, what up?
All right. I wish I cleaned up better, but yeah. Huge shouts out to Abolish Mom Jail. Two folks in here. All right. Who else is next? Great question. What is next for Big Turf?
A couple things next for Turf. I got a single dropping tomorrow called "Shop with Us" with Peasy. He from DC, so we're gonna drop that. And I'm also having a session with my dog Torian next week in Baltimore. So if any artists on here want to come through, anybody want to stop through, y'all more than welcome.
Shit. What time and what day, bro?
Hey, we doing Sunday at 5.
Sunday at 5. Man, we might have to squeeze some things. What? DM me. But last song I wanted to play for the interview, which is the leading single for Big Turf, which is Running Man. Played it on the commercial. Love the song. Love the theme. Tell us how you made Running Man.
Running Man, Torian, me and Torian, I've been hitting Torian every monthly. I hit him up for a beat pack. He got beats for me every month. He sent me like a good 5 beats every month. He had 2 Zaytovens in there. He had 2 Zaytoven type beats, and yeah, just picked one of them, man, and just started. That's one of them pictures I was able to paint from my mind to put it exactly on the beat, exactly how I was feeling. You know, it's not the most lyrical, but it's exactly how I was feeling at that moment, and I was able to translate it.
Gotcha. I want to talk about this sample that it's using. It's very old timey. It's very Western. I can definitely hear this shit in the saloon playing Red Dead Redemption. What did you think of this beat as soon as you heard it?
I thought it was some old Zaytoven Gucci Mane type shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm.
Great comparison. Great comparison. So, would you say that the combination that you guys have between you and Torian, could you guys make it like a short EP possibly? Because we already got 2 songs out of Rock and Roll and Running Man. Yes. So, frankly, we would be asking for more, so to speak. Correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we kind of need that, and we need a date. So yeah.
Yes, sir. We're gonna lock in and man, we just gonna get that. We're gonna find that one record that's undeniable, my boy. That the people can't turn their back on. It's coming.
That's what we love to hear. I love to hear. So, is Running Man about the Running Man in Baltimore, or is it just that's what you kind of was feeling at the time?
The Running Man is basically a letter to my old city. You know, to my last place that I used to live. You know. I'm just telling them I ran away, but I'll come back for everything once I make it. You know, once it's a sunny day. and through my song, I'm just telling them how I felt. You know, my old city. It's a letter to my city, my previous one.
Gotcha. So, song that was most recently playing was "Running Man" by Big Turf, produced by Torian. Huge shouts to both artists. Huge shouts out to Torian. Blessing us for staying in this life for as long as he could. Trust me, I really be expecting people for a good 30 seconds to 60 seconds, then they dip. And it's all right, that's done. Let's keep it. But I really do appreciate it, Torian, for coming through, showing love, and being here for as long as you could. Trust me, you could have had any other things to do, but you're here with us. So huge shouts out to my guy. And also huge shouts out to you, man. Huge shouts out to Turfland, answering all these questions, talking about all these things that means a lot to him, such as music, living in Tennessee, living off of Hawaii. First of all, before this interview is done, how the fuck was Hawaii? I ain't never hear no black man being in Hawaii. You gotta tell us how it is in Hawaii.
Hawaii is beautiful, man. It has beautiful scenery. I was young, but it's very family orientated. If you're from there, it's kind of big but small, if that makes any sense.
that makes total small ass islands.
Yes.
You gonna have to be close to some niggas,
bro. It's in the most craziest bugs ever, bro. Like crazy bugs, bro. Like wild flying shit all the time. Like it's interesting.
Gotcha. Is there a hip hop scene in Hawaii?
I was so young that not
What?
then.
I was really trying to figure that out because if it was, I'm definitely about to ask some motherfuckers for some interviews in Hawaii just to get some intel of how that shit how does music work in Hawaii without the ukulele shit. Mm-hmm. Like, do niggas fuck with 808s? That's not trying to be funny. I'm legit trying to know like if it's fucking 808s in Hawaii. Mm-hmm. There might be a beat name. Don't take that. But so, of course, another great episode of Inside the Rapper Studio. Last week we did a few giveaways of a hat, robe, and a sticker. Gave away all three yesterday. Still need the picture to post it and promote it because promotion, marketing, So this week we're gonna do the same thing. I was supposed to give a password yesterday, but we all seen what happened yesterday. So today we're gonna have two passwords. So first password is Norman, Norman, Norman. Second password is Watson, Watson.
Hey.
I don't know if anybody's catching these themes, but it's actually like Pokemon themed.
Ooh, okay.
Because like the first week that I did the giveaways was gym leaders. Second I did was like town names like Fuchsia, Palette.
Okay, hey, that's slick. That's slick right there. That's hard.
So I kind of like alternated between like cities and gyms and cities and gyms. So yeah, this week
I love Pokemon, man. That's crazy.
I'm a huge fucking nerd. I don't care anymore. I'm like 28 going on 29, God willing. It really stopped me from enjoying what the fuck I've been enjoying for like 20 years. So fuck it. So 2 passwords for today. Norman, Watson. Please note that I'm not going to be repeating this shit. The whole point is for you to fucking watch the videos. So note it. Select all 5. Get yourself a robe. Get yourself a hat. Get yourself a sticker. Still haven't forgotten about you for your hat. If Abolish Mom, huge shout out to Abolish Mom Jail for still being in here. Y'all really don't have to be in this fucking live. You really don't. But you guys are. So huge shout out to y'all. DM me, like, let me know how to get hats to you. Let me know how to get these stickers to you. All that shit. And you guys get your stuff. So tomorrow we are going to have Dash Cito in the building for a nice little interview. We're going to be talking about his project for promo only. Also talking about traveling and also talking about what's next for the Dash. Yeah. So, Big Turf. Any last words? Last propaganda? Any last promotions for the people?
Yes, sir. I got a new single dropping tomorrow called "Shop with Us" with my boy Peasy. We locking in in the studio. Me and Torian. Any artists want to come through? We locking in on Sunday. Yeah, y'all more than welcome to come through. And finally, bro, I want to give my boy Swayze his hold on. I want to give my boy Swayze his credit. You know what I'm saying? Because
saying about me.
No. Hold on. It's one thing. I know you don't want to hear this. Listen, it's one thing to be an artist, but it's another thing to say, okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my stuff kind of sort of to the side, and I'm gonna check in on every other artist in the city and see what they're up to and give them a platform to tell their story. And I just think that is super duper unselfish and underrated, my boy. That is crazy. You deserve the most credit out of everybody. So I just want to give you your flowers while you're here, my boy.
I guess I gotta be self-satisfying and give myself an applause here.
Yes, sir.
I give myself the childish one so it won't seem as self-satisfying. So
the man.
Thank you, Turf. I appreciate it. Basically, I really just do it. I not to sound like a dick. I really do it because I'm bored and I'm not at work anymore. But I also do it because, like, before this, I did Swayze TV Live, whereas though I would have like performances at and I would have people perform on stage, being as though there's no more venues, there's no more stages. Somebody has to be on a fucking platform somehow, some way. So, best thing to do that is to do interviews. I'm not gonna have people act like fucking charlatans in front of a camera. Where you could actually do that on stage. We don't have a stage. We have cell phones. So I'd much rather have people give intellectual conversations. I'd rather have people giving fun conversations, fun content to pretty much give to the people during these times. So, yeah, it's not necessarily about me. It's kind of me doing what I need to do while this shit goes on and still give myself work, essentially. So,
yeah. Hey, I ain't got nothing but respect for that. That's real.
Don't even sweat it, broski. So, huge shouts out to everybody that's been in this live, whether it's 1 second, 1 minute, or the entire live. Huge shouts out to IG for not even glitching once. Not once. I ain't flag. I ain't getting no circle. I ain't getting no none of that shit. All that shit was smooth. It might be you, Turf. You might be the good luck button. Anybody else, they shit sound like fucking security footage from 1998. Yeah, that's not the content I'm going for. So, from your host, Score F. Swayze, and our wonderful guest of episode 67, Big Turfland, I would like to tell you guys thank you very much. And as always, wash your hands, stay in the house. Appreciate it, Turf.
We out.